Hi everyone. Hi everyone. Yeah, it's like there's a room full of people, and it's like this is two people, and they're making all the different voices. Um, Welcome to my exhibit, Dancing in the Dark. Why the name? Because most of my career and life here in Portland, Oregon, has felt like I was dancing in the dark. There's a lot of different meanings to that. Like invisibility is probably one of them. Although I'm probably one of the least likely people to be invisible in this lifetime. Um, but it doesn't mean I haven't felt that way. This exhibit came about because I was offered a commission by the Arts Commission here, and I did the commission, and it produced these two pieces. The two pieces, it's called Ibeji. Ibeji means twins in the Yoruba language. And because the Yoruba tradition of orishas, et cetera, there's lots of places you can go with that. And I decided when they commissioned me to do that painting, and it was a special RFP that came out about that period of time where they wanted people from different cultures to create works for the Portable Works collection, because the Portable Works collection looked horrifically white because that was the panels they kept pulling together to do it. So I got a call to see if I could produce people of color to submit for this new RFP that would increase the breadth of the collection. I did not get selected. I didn't get selected because I was trained a little bit differently than most other artists. I'm from a family of artists. So I was trained I could do the hotel that's across the street in this neighborhood, which seems to amaze me that they put a hotel. I don't know if that's called gentrification. There's got to be a new word for that one, okay? But I could do that whole hotel, and you would never know two pieces are mine, because that's how I was trained. So they didn't know what to do with my portfolio that I turned in deliberately. I'm like that sometimes. But one of the people on the panel, to hear her explain it, she jumped up on the table and cussed him out and said, "You should just be giving him the money because he's been," oh wait, she used choice language there. "Just because he's been around you people this long." Okay, so they ended up giving me a commission for not as much as they were supposed to. I'm telling way too many secrets here. Because I found out what they were supposed to give me. It was interesting. But I did it, and the pictures are in the Multnomah County Office of Equity and Diversity. Diversity. Diversion? I don't know. So it was a very interesting process. However, I was with someone looking at that piece, and they loved it. And, they talked about how beautiful it was, and I did all my thank yous and things like that. But the final statement from them was, "I just love what you did with the negative space." And I was like, "Oh?" And then I thought about it for a couple seconds, because there's so many things that do this over my head. Trust me, there's stories. And then it dawned on me, and then I was like, "You mean the people?" which sent me into all kinds of mental turmoil. And here we are now. I was like, oh, negative space, okay. But yeah, I decided to explore negative space and see how much comes out of that maybe you don't see or you're not looking for. Hence, they all kind of have holographic moments, because sometimes it's not what you think you see, because you have to change your paradigm or your perspective or your angle or the lighting or something. And I did explain it in a video that someone did on me, because I was relating it to black people, and I was like, well, what does it mean when you say black? Because, hello, look at this. This is not all one thing, but people think it's one thing. But when you really break it down, just like black people, there's so many different perspectives and versions and et cetera, that you can't just say that's what it is. It doesn't work. Let's see. In the tour, what I usually did was have people stand on the carpet. Let's just do it real quick. So everyone stand on the carpet, please. Yes, I'm going back to my teaching method of everybody stand on the carpet. And so if you look at the pictures in front of you, they have stories, each one of them. Starting on the left is Mabel, who's the community mom, the auntie, grandmother, counselor, nutritionist, so on and so forth. Takes care of everybody in the community, but when she gets to let her hair down, or her turban, as you see, and goes out to her favorite jazz or blues club, if the right song comes on, she'll show you where it came from. The second one is Ty, who basically was chewed up and spit out by New York after going there with less than a promising education. And he returned home after that and never danced again. I'm giving you the abbreviated version, so we get to the part where you sit down and the camera's just on me and we talk. And then there's Ye Manya, the vision given to me by a musician from Africa who contacted me after seeing some of my work on his music, and afterwards gave me access to all of his complete music discography, his promotional materials, his videotapes of him being what do you call it, band leaders when they're on TV and they're the TV band? Oh, okay. Yeah, all of that. The story for Ye Manya is when the music came on, I envisioned this girl falling into the ocean backwards, sinking down to the bottom of the ocean for 500 years. Ye Manya, being the spiritual person that she was, the idea is out of the Yoruba pantheon of Orishas, and cast a spell over the girl so she would live and survive. And after 500 years, she woke up, came back up through the layers of the ocean, and when she set foot on land, she set foot on land with the knowledge of every place that water has touched on the planet. The next one, Dante, another dancer who went to seek his fame and fortune and got some amount of success, but the struggle was so hard just because of the color of his skin that you can see the look on his face, even though he was successful at what he was doing. The next one is Sente, who was a dancer in my dance troupe, Herrero Dancers. And Sente was magical, a magical mover. You had to watch her. And the reason the lights are going on and off is because The lights shift the paintings. Your angle shifts the paintings. Like so much in life, it's not just what you see. There's more to it. So, the infamous story about Sente is that she could be standing in the corner over there, and I could be across the street. During our performance, we were going to hit, kick, smack, or slap each other. It never failed during every performance. John here, who danced with us for a while, can attest to that. He would try to get in between us periodically. As soon as he moved, we smack each other. So, and it wasn't necessarily intentional, and we didn't bump into each other, but it literally was just like, how did you get there when you were over here? That was Sente, who passed from struggling with alcohol, as most of us do struggle. That's where a lot of this came out of me struggling with missing my friends. One of them being Eddie, which is the next one, who danced with the football. And one day we were doing something together, and he had this posture that I recognized from other male dancers, black male dancers, in different situations. And sometimes it's like you struggle and you work so hard, and you still just can't get the gig the way you want it, or whatever the case scenario is. And some days you just need a hug. The end. And then the last one is my version of Alvin Ailey, although some couple people thought it was a woman. It's not. It's a famous poster of him, and I wanted to honor him because he introduced me to Katherine Dunham, Tally Beatty, Joe Nash, a host of people who are now in the history books in terms of dance, and basically it changed the trajectory of my career. And over here, we have a new edition. Well, this is a print of one of my classes. Center for Movement Arts in Southeast Portland no longer exists. Even though I worked for Oregon Ballet Theater for 19 years, I didn't even know I wasn't on their roster at the end. I'm sending people to them to hire me because you could do that. And they said, well, I couldn't find you. I said, oh, yeah, you can. And I went on and I couldn't find me either. So I guess that was the end of that relationship, even though I probably was the oldest person there who had been there the longest. No gold toothpick, nothing. But Center for Movement Art would always come and have me come to their school for their young students, pre-professional, to work with them so they could learn how to work with other choreographers. And that's the class where I did an entire piece on them. I paint on the computer now, so that's actually it's a still from a video I took of the whole piece, which I have. It might be on YouTube. This is a dance map. This is everyone I've been connected to in Portland. This is from Linda K. Johnson's Mycelium Dreams project. And she's actually going to interview me later in the year, and a couple of other dancers. So she's archiving our histories. And once this got done, it was amazing. And there was about, 50 of us in the first show? Something like that. This is Wendy. She's also in the show. These are different pieces I've done at different times. A poem by a poet who's passed away, and my work many, many moons ago with Shanisha, who did the hair there. That's where these artifacts came from. I inherited them. That's my dance troupe, Herrero Dancers, and I turned this into a logo so I could use it for marketing purposes. Another one of the poetry prints up there. Center print is the dance piece that it's on YouTube. It's called Brain Power, and that's where I got the African musician, saw that and decided to just give me carte blanche to his work. And always say, looking forward to working with you at the end of his statements. I don't know where it's going, but we'll see. Hey, come on in. And then the bottom one on the right over there, that's actually Ashley Rowland from Body Box in the piece that I choreographed on the company 2 years ago, which is now being worked on by Tamika Washington of the Lula Washington Dance Company in Los Angeles. So we possibly will be premiering it down there. And then I talk about my stolen canvas piece, because when I was young and I was at the University of Oregon every year from a freshman in high school. So I didn't understand the politics of the hallway and where all those canvases came from. So I just took one and painted that. It was about that size back there. So I always say it was on a stolen canvas. And I traded it for a coffee table and a lamp, because that's what you do in college, because you have no money. So now that I've given you the roundabout, those are my bags over there. I have artwork online. I have an online gallery. That is on this little card over here, Fine Art America. You can get, I love it. I feel like a commercial now. And you can get your coffee cups. And I just finished doing holiday ornaments. I have 3 ornaments. They arrived. They'll be here during my sale. The last week of this show will be an artist kind of gift sale, gift table, with about 5 or 6 other artists giving me items that are under $50. So we'll see how that works. And now, everyone, have a seat, if you can. No, there should be enough seats.